Hi, my name is Oyun Orka, a VTuber who tries to draw, and for today, let's take a look at the brand new Kamvas 13 Gen 3. The team at Huion kindly reached out to me again and offered to send me this tablet to try out. I had a great experience when trying out the previous Kamvas 13, so I was super excited when they sent me this email. So let's go ahead and open up the box and check out what's inside. So when opening the box, you'll see the tablet wrapped in a plastic sleeve and also a color calibration report. It includes information on the color gamut, specs, and more. Opening up the protective sleeve for the tablet, you'll see this nice matte screen for the Kamvas 13 Gen 3. I'm not sure if it's just me, but it feels slightly more textured than the previous Kamvas 13. I'll put that aside for now. Underneath the tablet, we have the tablet stand. The tablet stand has a great weight, and lifting up the stand, you'll see lots more things, including the pen holder, which you can open up to find extra nibs. We also have the manual packet, which includes the manual, a drawing glove, and a microfiber cloth, as well as the pen. Then there's the 3-in-1 cables, and a cable for additional power. And here's a quick pan through of everything that comes included in the box. So now, let's go ahead and get this tablet set up, starting with the stand. This is my second time trying out the stand, but I'm really impressed at both how compact the stand is, while also having a decent weight, and lots of adjustable angles. If you're buying this tablet off of the Huion store, it's not included by default, but available as an add-on. I believe if you buy this off of the Amazon store, it should be included by default based on the price. I play around with the tablet stand until I get an angle I like, and here's what it looks like with the tablet on it. Next, let's take a closer look at the pen. I really love the design of the pen holder. It looks super cool, and also has a nib remover on the back too, for whenever you need to change out the nibs. The pen also has 3 buttons, which I've actually never seen before on a tablet pen. Overall, the buttons and the nib tip on the pen both feel pretty tactile, and the weight of this is great, not too heavy, and it feels great in my hands too. A new feature that I want to point out with the Kamvas 13 Gen 3 is the double dials, which I'm super excited to try out. The sound of it is super satisfying as well. So after installing the drivers, which you can find on their website, I plug in my tablet, load it up, and start playing around with the OSD menu or on-screen display menu. To access this menu, just press and hold the power button for 3 seconds and it'll pop up. I'm super happy that they changed the OSD menu. Previously, if you wanted to adjust the OSD menu, you had to click a lot of buttons to enter the menu, and moving around options on the OSD menu wasn't very intuitive. Now, all you need to do is press and hold the power button while the screen is on, and it'll open up. And you can adjust any setting with just using your pen, and then click the X button when you're done. Some settings are locked by default, but if you go under Color and click Native, you should be able to adjust any color setting to your liking. This is because to ensure accuracy with certain color profiles, some settings are locked by default, but once changing them to native, you can adjust any settings to your liking. So before jumping into the illustration, let's test this tablet a little bit. Within the driver, you can adjust the working area so that you're drawing on the tablet, change any of the button or dial settings, and adjust the pen pressure. I'll go ahead and adjust the pen pressure a little bit, change the button so it fits my drawing style, and a great thing for the dial is that you can also adjust it to do something specific to a program. Here, I'll change the lower dial so that it'll rotate my canvas in Clip Studio Paint. Drawing with the pen, they seem to have changed the tablet surface a bit so it has more of a paper-like texture. The pen has no noticeable parallax or delay, and also has great pressure sensitivity without any breaks, jitters, or jumps, and testing it with the ruler, the pen seems super accurate as well. So after doodling with this a little bit, let's jump into the illustration. So I'm finishing a sketch that I did previously, and specifically chose this sketch because I want to try out being able to zoom in and out, as well as rotate the canvas while I'm drawing this piece. Since the character is laying down, the angle is a little bit different from what I usually draw, so I thought this would be the perfect drawing to test out the tablet with. While I draw, I'll also go over my pros and cons for the Kamvas 13 Gen 3. Let's start with the pros. Firstly, I absolutely love the fact that the OSD menu is so easily accessible to change and play around with. Especially if you draw throughout the day, the lighting in your room could change, so it's great that you can easily adjust all the brightness, contrast, and saturation settings so easily, along with anything else that you need to change. A lot of tablets have pretty finicky OSD menus, or straight up just don't have a more robust OSD menu, so it's really great that the Kamvas 13 Gen 3 has such an easy-to-use OSD menu. Next, speaking of the screen settings, the colors on the screen are fantastic. They're vivid, seem pretty accurate, and you can adjust the color settings to your liking or to one of the default color profiles as well. And because of the paper-like texture as well as the full laminate screen, you end up with a really comfortable and smooth drawing experience. I also really love the design of the pen. It just looks super incredible, has a great weight, and while I didn't end up using the third button all that much, I think it's really great to have another button at easy access that you can program to any shortcut. On the subject of tablet design, I also just love the fact that there's 2 dials and a lot of buttons. It makes zooming in and zooming out as well as rotating the canvas super easy, and you can set the buttons to anything you'd like. I set them to undo, redo, save, pen, and eraser. And finally, this tablet is priced really reasonable, especially for the quality of what you're getting. Currently, it retails at $269.99 with the stand, and Huion often runs sales too. I'll leave the product links in the description down below, and make note of if there's any sales running currently. Next, let's move on to the cons. I think the only small thing that I hope that they can fix is on the OSD menu, the X button on the top right corner isn't very visible. My camera barely even picks it up. While I can still see it, it might not be very visible for people who have worse color vision or vision issues, and could be an accessibility issue. Other than that, honestly, I had a really smooth experience setting up the tablet, installing the driver, drawing with it, and I'm especially so happy that they changed the OSD menu. It's so much easier to use now, and really made for a great drawing experience. I know I've mentioned the OSD menu probably too many times, but given the sometimes frustrating experiences that I've had with tablet OSD menus, the fact that this one is so easy to use is absolutely incredible. I spend a lot of time drawing, and so lighting in my room changes throughout the day, so to be able to easily change display brightness or colors is super fantastic. And with that, we've finished our illustration. And here's how it looks like in my setup as well. Thank you so much again to the team at Huion for sending me the Kamvas 13 Gen 3 to try out. I really enjoyed using it, and if you're interested in purchasing the same tablet, the links will be in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!